Hello and welcome to another video. This is the Bathtub, and today we are playing something called Natural Instincts. This is an early access game on Steam, and its release date was a couple of months back now, the 22nd of July 2021. It's developed by Dreamstorm Studios and published by Games Operators. So what does Steam have to say about this then? Just have a quick read through. Protect the environment and save it from harm. Give commands to the animals, observe their rituals and help them survive. Face different disasters, react to human presence and help the animal kingdom flourish in this unique environmental experience. Now this is in early access, so yeah, it's not the finished product, but it's a saleable game, so it's not a free demo or anything like that. This is a game available for around the £7 mark. It's described as a casual exploration sandbox game, and the idea behind it is, well, from what you may have ascertained from the description, is you are in control of a group of animals. So there are wolves, rabbits, and I believe boars. And you take control of them and you have to look after them. You have to basically get them watered, get them fed via hunting or just foraging effectively, and make sure they rest and breed. That's basically it. So it kind of, on the surface, sounds a bit like maybe The Sims, but with animals. Not something I'd necessarily go to as a genre of choice, but from the videos, from what I've seen, I think it looks quite nice. Nice green landscapes. I do have an interest in animals, and I always watch sort of the animal documentaries on TV and stuff like that. So this might be cool. Maybe it's my own chance to create my own one of those, perhaps. That was my thinking behind this. I'm going to start with the positives, and this isn't going to take me long at all, to be honest. I mean, the main positive for me is it's a bloody good idea, and they could have done a lot with this. You think, if you've ever watched a nature documentary, like I've just mentioned that I do, there's so much that can be explained in one of those documentaries about the habits and habitats of certain animals, and you aren't bound by just literally eating, drinking, sleeping, and mating. There's a lot more to it, but they are the only things this game seems to cover. I only got an hour or so in, and I'll be totally honest, I was bored out of my arsehole, and I just didn't want to play anymore. So perhaps I missed something that happened after my game time. But if the things that should be drawing me into the game aren't happening within that first hour, then you ain't doing it right. It was just nothing there in that sense. They just were not exploring the different things these animals could do in the game, and really bring in a fuller experience. I do completely appreciate that some people would say, well, you got to give the game a bit longer, which is fine. I can respect that. But as I say, if you're not drawn into something, it's like a book or a film or a TV program. If you can't get into it within an hour, not because you can't do it or don't understand it, but just because it's like just pure crap, then I think you're well within your rights just to turn it off and not bother with it anymore. You're not going to waste any more of your time. There's no need. So the game does throw you into a tutorial at the beginning, which is nice, because you do want to learn how to play it and get to grips with the mechanics. Now, you start off with 4 rabbits, and you have to do various things. You have to learn how to move them around the screen, which actually is one of the things that is broken about this game. You've got Wasad, which can move you around the map, and one of the other options is to hold your mouse at the corner or the sides of the screen, and it will move you around that way. It doesn't work. So Wasad works absolutely fine, but there was many occasions where I'd move my mouse to the side of the screen, the corner of the screen, and it just wouldn't pissing move, would it? Nothing. You can't move around like that. I want to use my mouse sometimes. I want to use Wasad sometimes, but no, the mouse at the edge of the screen scrolling does not work. Problem 1, there we go, that's out of the way. The other issue I found was the rabbits themselves. Yes, you learn how to move them around. Yes, you learn how to eat some greenery, and then you move them to the side of the lake to have a drink. It's so boring, and yeah, great, you've learned how to do that, and it's teaching you stuff, but it's not that exciting at this point, so you're just starting to switch off straight away. And then during that, you're asked to find a breeding pair of your 4 rabbits. So to do that, you can either click on your individual rabbits if you can find the bloody things, and that's the next point as to why this sucks, is because you can click on the rabbit in the terms of the menu at the top. You can scroll through your available animals and you see their information card at the bottom of the screen. But they've disabled the go-to function, so you can't zoom in on the thing you want to click on. So yes, you can see the information about them, but you've got no bloody idea where they are. So if you find one of the part of the pairs that you want to mate with the other part of the pair, you can't find it, because you can't physically click on it and zoom in where it is. So you click on the one you want to start with, so the male, for example. But how do you find the female? So what you have to do is you literally have to keep moving around the map and then just hope that you find the female. Remember where that is, and then and it's flawed on so many levels, even from the tutorial. The camera, the boring nature of the tasks that you're given, the graphics don't even look that good, and I was playing it on maximum. It just looked really poor. The movements of the animals aren't that great either, but the interface and the way you're supposed to achieve these tasks was broken, in my opinion. And the tutorial continues. You achieve everything you've got to do with the rabbits, which took long enough to do, which it really shouldn't have done. And then you get to have a go with the boars. So the boars, you have to do the same thing. Eat, drink, find somewhere to sleep, and avoid getting hit by a car when you cross the road. That's another challenge, because this whole area has a road running through the middle, and occasionally a car will run by, and you have to avoid not getting run over, basically, or avoid getting run over even. And so that's challenge number 2, but rinse, repeat for the boar. Next, wolves. You get the little tutorial of the wolves. Okay, so what does a wolf do? Yeah, it's not going to eat the greenery, it's going to eat the rabbits. So it goes, right, here's some rabbits, eat the rabbits. So all you do is click on the rabbits with your wolf, off it goes, boom, it eats the rabbits. There's no challenge to it, it's point, click, that's it. And the click results in eating, drinking, sleeping, or mating. That's all it does. And it's the same for all of the groups of the animals. There's no variation. It takes nothing into account about the nature of that particular animal and the personal attributes of that animal. Nothing whatsoever. It's weak in its efforts on that front. Completely weak. And relax. That's my rant over from the tutorial. Just wait till I get started on the next bit. Right, okay, so the way the game works after the tutorial, you've got 3 campaigns in inverted commas, and you have to complete one before you unlock the next. So the first one is the Wolf's campaign, or the story of the wolf, should we say. I think that's what it's trying to do, give you that story feeling, which, by the way, is a load of bollocks. So you start with the wolf, and the opening scene is 5 wolves. It might be 6 wolves, but anyway, a pack of wolves, and in the middle of the wolves there is the alpha male, and the alpha male dies. That's part of the narrative there. But rather than, I'm not saying I want to graphically see a wolf die, but it literally is standing there 1 minute and then it just flops over on its side and it's dead. No imagination there. No, there could have been something a bit more to it. And apparently all the other wolves in the pack are upset and are gonna cry about it or something. So you have to pick a new alpha male, and it tells you to do that. You have to name it, which you can do. You can click on them and give them a name, as I did, and that simply by naming them means that they're going to become the alpha male. I did as it instructed, and it didn't complete my achievement. So you've got a sequence of achievements on the top left hand corner that tell you what you need to do, and they get ticked when you've done them. By doing that, it didn't allow me to complete the task like it said it would. So you have to pick the wolf that's got the best attributes. There's only a handful of attributes to go on anyway, which again is a lack of depth, which could have been improved upon, to be quite honest. But it is what it is. So yeah, you go ahead and you picture your alpha wolf. Eventually it does kick in and realizes that you have selected one, and then on you go. It moves on to the next quest, with the wolves at least. So yeah, we now have our alpha male wolf, and it takes its time in getting. So we've got it. So you get given more tasks, and those tasks are the same as the tutorial. So find 3 wolves that are thirsty, find 3 wolves that are hungry, find 3 wolves that need a rest, and then you have to subsequently water them, feed them via hunting, and find a den to rest them. mean, the dens don't even look like bloody dens. I mean, they circle them for you in orange, for God's sake. I mean, the map shows you where they are, but apart from that, you wouldn't know what you're looking for. I mean, it'd be nice just to be able to work it out for yourself, you know, what might make a good den. You decide, and then if you made a crap choice, they might not get a good rest. If you made a great choice, they get a better rest. And yeah, so it's just, again, sorry to use the phrase, but rinse and repeat. It's so samey, and much more could be done. Just going into actually some of the visuals as well with the animations. A wolf hunts a deer and a rabbit, or a rabbit, should I say? And you see them chasing them, which is a bit stuttery at times, to be honest. It doesn't look great when the motions are happening. It's a little bit stuttered. But they catch up with their prey, and all it is like a health bar. So you get a health bar for the prey, so the rabbit's losing health just as your wolf is kind of on its tail. You don't see any interaction there, and then when the rabbit runs out of health, it just dies on the spot, and then the wolf will just sort of start eating it. But even then, doesn't look very realistic. I mean, we've all seen the programs. You know, the wolf will pounce on them and they'll bring them down. I mean, again, I'm not asking for the most graphic detail where you can see bits of brain flying everywhere. You know, I'm not saying that, but just to literally have a wolf chasing a rabbit, and then the rabbit just dies and just lays on its side. That's not what you want when it's a game like this. You want a little bit of animated realism, and this lacks a lot of that. Even when they're sleeping or drinking, it just looks poor, to be quite honest. Just a final mention on the wolf campaign that we're discussing here. One of the last tasks that you have is to find a mating pair. So yeah, I found my 2 wolves, so this is one of my open tasks. There's nothing indicating that I can't do it. I mean, it doesn't say I have to do it at a certain time of the game or anything like that. So I clicked on a wolf, and there's no way that I could get it to mate with another one of the wolves. So I don't really know what I was supposed to do at that point. I get that there is actually a bar on the screen for when they're ready for it, but on this occasion, there just wasn't actually any way to interact with them. So why are they giving you the task kind of thing? Just seems really a bit pointless. There's so much more that could have been done in so much of this game, and I can't go through every single point that annoyed me about this, because I could be here for a while, a lot longer than this video will last, and I've got to keep this down to a certain amount of time. But yeah, not impressed at all, as I think you can probably tell. The game is basically drink, eat, sleep, mate. They may as well have just called it that, to be honest. The title of the game should have just been that. Some animals drink, eat, sleep, mate. Should have been it. Don't bother with this, guys. Genuinely don't bother. It was I mean, I didn't play it for very long, but I still feel like I've wasted a lot of my time. Perhaps it will improve. The idea, as I said at the beginning, is good, but we'll have to wait and see. But as it stands, it's monotonous. It's broken in many respects, and it just doesn't give you what it could give you. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.